they're bringing together this incredible celebration of music, of culture, also of reading through a multi-layered event that will be taking place next week. We found out a little bit more about this one from one of the band members of the Muffinz, Sfiso Atomza Butelezi. Sfiso, it's always a pleasure. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Jan Bali.
Doing good, doing good.
The same cookie for 14 years. Hey.
You know, time goes by so quickly, Sfiso. I really can't imagine it's been 14 years since Have You Heard. What kind of a moment is it for the band, the Muffinz?
Well, I guess it's quite reflective. We try and celebrate a birthday every year. Um, because, I mean, we did create something from nothing, you see, and so we need to be able to make sure that the thing lives and is visible and is appreciated for what it is. And we feel incredibly privileged that we're still together, still be able to make music together. Um, of course, with the usual ups and downs that exist in relationships, and the fact that we can sort of transcend those and have a product and have togetherness that is now almost a decade and a bit, and so we're really appreciative of the facts that we're here now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so powerful. The fact that you say you've weathered the storms, and as a group you were able to deal with the differences, but also you prevailed. I mean, I remember when you guys were coming out, there were a couple of young rock bands that were in Johannesburg,
Yes.
Cape Town. Most of them kind of faded away at the time. And even today, some of them are still there, but still struggling to really make a comeback. What do you think has been the best recipe for you guys in 14 years to keep things intact?
I think respect, number one. Taking yourself and your craft seriously to a degree. Not too seriously, though, as well. But I think you have to take yourself and your craft seriously, and take the fact that people are giving up their time um, to be able to contribute to building something. And so something must be built, So having a plan of some sort, doesn't have to be rigid, but I think definitely having a plan has really assisted us to understand that primarily we're doing this and we're doing this together and we're going to see it through. So I think the belief in that plan assists. So have a plan, believe in it, take yourself seriously and take your craft seriously. And I think, yeah, but not take yourself too seriously. I think that's
Yeah,
a
I
good
mean,
little.
it's supposed to be fun after
Yeah,
all,
I think
right?
that's a good little recipe that I've seen play out in our couple of years where we've existed. Yeah.
You know, I love it when I listen to a song, this song that we just listened to, Msebenzi Wendoda, part of
Yes.
your debut album as we're celebrating, and it still feels like it's a new song, right? And I'm pretty sure that most, if not all, the songs that you guys have created as the Muffinz, when you're performing anyway, people still love to listen to your debut music. And that's incredible because it shows the longevity of the music itself, but the authenticity that doesn't fade through time. What is it that is, I guess, not just a recipe, but a telltale sign of your success as the Muffinz? For me, it's, the music living way beyond its time. What is it for you?
Well, I would say we have an opportunity to still travel across places across the country, Southern Africa, the world, and present our music to people, and people still show up. Considering the fact that we haven't released an album in over a decade, you see, but that shows that the music has longevity, and is able to survive. I think the quality of the music is sustaining it. I think the quality of our music videos as well has really served us for the music videos to still look so professional and current even in this time, and so I think
Yeah.
the a testament of some of our success has been the ability to be able to travel anywhere in the country and be able to sell out a show, to our fan base. And I think that's pretty incredible for something like that. And the fact that we're still getting booked, we're still able to organize gigs outside of the fact that we haven't released an album in so many years. And so, yeah, like that really gives me comfort, and about the songs that we've written and what we've achieved so far. And so having this sort of checkpoints, these birthdays that we host, is really important, so that we can, just like keep track about where we're at, and what we've accomplished.
As much as the Muffins is the nucleus, I see some of you have created these makeshift groups. Of course, some of you are going solo in some of your careers. How has that benefited the band?
Well, there's power in numbers. Of course, we're in a band together, but also individually, we come from different communities. We come from different styles, and I think the ability to capitalize on that diversity has contributed to our success, you see. And so when we go solo, or when we have side projects, or when we have commissions at certain companies or whatever it is, that definitely does still serve the band and what we're doing together. Because in the band, we've always had an ethos where you're allowed to be yourself. You don't have to sort of quit the band in order for you to explore more of yourself. Actually, if you can do it here, we can maybe assist one another, because there is power in numbers. And we've seen this firsthand with, like our lives, the work life that we live. Yeah.
I'm glad that we started off this conversation by playing Umsebenzi Wendoda, because the theme of that particular song ties in so well to how you guys are celebrating your birthday next week. Also with, a book, part of a book conversation about Black Dads, about manhood, which speaks so well to that song. So we're going to be finding out about the birthday celebrations that are coming up and all the layers that you're bringing in to the celebration next week. It's 20 minutes past 9 Central African time. We're saying happy birthday, 14 years of the Muffinz since their debut album. We'll continue this conversation after the break.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Step into the heart of the day, on the move, with Palisa and Benjamin.
And we're speaking to the Afro rock band, the Muffinz. I don't know if that's a great category, because they seem to also kind of bend many genres in what they do as a group. They are marking 14 years of existence. If you know anything about bands worldwide, even on the continent, it's hard to sustain that 14 years, knowing that there are different personalities, different aspirations within a group, but also there are also the politics of the music industry that can actually detach the band from one another, or band members. Sfiso Atomza, band member, is helping us celebrate that 14 years with them. Sfiso, let's talk a little bit about the way you guys have celebrated over the years. I remember, I think I broke 2024, it's 2026 now,
Sure.
when you guys had that kind of New Year's Eve party, which was amazing, right?
Sure,
and you guys
sure.
organize these kind of events that are interesting and bring in other bands, bring in other creatives. I love the fact that there's a selflessness in how you arrange these celebrations, right? How did you conceptualize this kind of celebration, and also bring real life conversations, but also bring in your community as part of the celebration?
Sure. And so I think for us, society, well, most things, I think, work out well when you have a systems view of it, right? And so understand that it's a whole that's made up of different parts, right? And so for us, politics, entertainment, society, family, critique, conversation, all of those things, they're intertwined, right? And they exist with each other. And this is why our music is not only about entertainment, but also have an educational and reflective aspect to it. And so when we're thinking about having a celebration, like I said, we do a birthday celebration every year in February. We go to different places. We might invite different friends to come and join and celebrate with us. But we do think that it's important to represent ourselves in the best way possible, and this is aligning with the themes and messaging that best reflects us, and the themes in our songs and the messaging that we really like to push forward. Because we're living in the information age, and there's so much information and people speaking all different sorts of things. I think instead of critiquing other people, it would just be useful to just add your little bit of what you believe to be true, and maybe even become evangelical about it, and like sort of spread your good news. And so this is what we're trying to do. But because also we're primarily a music band, we have to make music. Like, we can say all the things that we're going to say, we can do all the things that we're going to do, but like, we're here for making music and using music as a vehicle, music and writing as a vehicle to be able to spread messaging, positive messaging that we think is positive and is good for our communities. Yes, and so even the collaboration with Black Dads, which is an organization that I work with, and Inception Men's Book Club, right? There was a very sensational conversation that happened on one of the TV stations when Dr Mzamo Masita was invited to speak about his upcoming book, which was launched 2 days ago, I think. This Country Hates Our Boys, and it had a very heated debate around the title, around the truth of the title, around the facts and the stats on violence and men's relation to it, of course, femicide, and GBV, so like they're worthy conversations to have, and they are very nuanced conversations to have, not conversations that you can necessarily have in a tweet, but sometimes if we're sitting down and we're having a panel type of interactive conversation, and perhaps then we can come closer to a solution regarding the state of affairs, and of course we have to make some music after all of the heavy conversations. And so like we try and balance out the things, like we don't want to pretend that certain things don't exist, because I think that's the basis of insanity in a society, like something can't be right in front of us and we're not necessarily speaking about it, but instead we're burying our heads in the sand, pretending as if the things don't exist. But we've got a voice to speak, and I think we've got voices to layer that message nicely with melodies, and so that when we present it to the people, it's palatable, so yeah.
I love that because it brings in so many parts of culture and society, all in which is encompassed in art, because art and music is supposed to be a reflection of society, and going deeper in the conversations that are taking place within the society really makes for a multi-layered event that will be taking place. But a lot has changed in 14 years. I'm sure you guys reflect every year when you do your birthday celebration. Sometimes
Yes.
I listen to your music and I go on YouTube and look at the videos, and you guys looked so young back then.
Like I say, Bakuti level of life.
So there's a lot to reflect on. Just as a band, when you guys are together every year on your birthday, reflecting in those times of your debut album, what are the conversations that come up in those reflections?
Well, it was a quite a difficult process recording the album, because it was the first time that we had been how do I say this? It was the first time that we had investors um, coming in, and of course, investors need a return on their investment. And so there's like, a little bit of pressure when you think about, like the thing has to work, because, there's investors and there are people who believe in you, and so like you need to believe in yourself and like trust your gut, and be able to present a product that can bring in the returns, which ultimately what we are. I actually recently changed my bio on Twitter, on X, from something else to artist actually, but entrepreneur factually. Because that's the truth of the matter, is that what we initially thought was just us getting into the music industry as artists, evolved into having to be in business in order to survive as an artist. You see, and so that's a very important lesson. I think it's something that I knew intuitively would happen, but I didn't understand the degree and the scale at which it would happen, and how much the business aspect of the of the band would actually be
Yeah.
responsible of the band still being around right now. Because it's not only sort of like the relational soft parts of the relationship that keep a relationship together, but it needs to be tangible. There needs to be a reason and a worth why people stay in a band when they could be out there doing other things that could be making them more money. And so those are the
Yeah,
kind of
I love
reflections
that.
that we sort of have. Last year we recorded our third album in November, and this was around the 16th, the 17th or so, mid-November. We recorded our third album, which is our first album in 10 years.
Wow.
And we did it live. We invited a few fans, friends, and family to come through and witness the new music and, of course, some of the old music. But all of it is a play on, there isn't the right time to do stuff. Like you really have to just make a decision about when things will happen. We're really grateful that when we released our debut album, like we were very young. I was quite young. I think
Yeah.
I was 22 when we started, 21 when we started recording the music. And
Wow.
when I listen back, I'm really grateful that I was such a young man. And I wish I could become that young person again. Who was so in touch with his
All right,
society.
So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure there's a lot of reflection to do, but we'll hear most of it as well at the event. Really quickly as we wrap up, where can we find out more about the event and get hands on the tickets?
Sure. So the best way to find out about the event is to follow us on social media. So on Instagram and on Facebook, we are the Muffinz with a Z music. So the Muffinz music, Instagram and Facebook, and we've got all the details on there. Tickets are available on web tickets. So copy your tickets quickly. There's 2 tiers of tickets. There's like just a ticket and a merchandise and entry ticket. And so you can take your pick between a CD, a cap, or a T-shirt. And we'll see you
Yeah.
on the day. Yeah. It's happening in Brixton.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, we're looking forward to it. Happy birthday to the Muffinz, and we're looking forward to this particular event. As you can hear in the background, one of also, the songs that, created the sound of the Muffinz. This is
Kekelingo. I love
Okay.
Kekelingo. This one in his inventive language.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful one. Thank you so much, Refusal, for
Blessings.
joining us right here. But let's move on right now and get up.
Thank you so much. People.
Thank you very much, fam.
Have a
Thank you.
next week. Bye bye.
Oh, Niyazwakan.
Pardon?
Are you coming through?
Yes.
Ah, this is
You
amazing.
sing,
Yeah, I know.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, sing
Can't-
now. Say hi.
No. Can't wait. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
All right, then. Take care.
Bye.
The junior have reportedly agreed on a tentative location and date for the exhibition bound.
Okay, I'm done.